then we take. Now, what's interesting is you could say, well, what if I go here first? The king moves somewhere, can't move back there, can't move back there, can't stay here. So the king
Yeah,
moves
I
here or
did this
here.
before, and then the queen would instantly just check my king. And I said, why is my king not protected?
Well, this one?
No, my king. Yes,
Yeah.
any other move that I did, the queen just instantly jumped down and checked my own king.
Okay, but you could say check first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So if you say check first, the king moves, and then you can win this pawn. But what you
Oh.
don't do is what you just said is you're allowing black to check you and check you and check you and check you, and it'll be a draw. Because the
Yeah,
king could
that's
just,
why I had to make sure I check the king first to force
yes,
them to move something else that's not checking me, because
yes,
they have to stop me from checkmating their king.
yes. And this one is the way to do it, not this check, not this check. And the reason this is the check to do because we pull the queen over here and then we can win the queen. So yes, you got it. Excellent. All right, so they get harder. So let's see what we could find here. Again, I have a knight against a bishop. My opponent has 5 pawns. I only have 4 pawns. So in essence, I'm kind of losing the game right now. And so I'm trying to see what could I do to make this work. One thing I see, if I can get the king to take my knight and I was here, I would win the queen. Now the question is, can I make that happen? That doesn't seem easy, right? So let's start off with a check. Almost everything always starts with a check. The king can move here or here. No, I'm sorry. King can move here or here. The only two moves the king can make. Because the knight is taking away this square and this square. So this square is no good and that square is no good. Agreed?
Yes.
All right, so the king only has these 2 green squares to go to. So that's step 1. And I have to look and say, okay, if the king goes over to here, g8, I can take this pawn with check. And now the king has got to be really, well, the king is done. Because if the king, watch what happens. If the king comes back to where he was, then my queen can go here because the knight holds that square. Remember, the blue means the knight is attacking those squares. So if the king doesn't go to this square, the e7 square, and he goes to g8, I'm going to take this pawn. If he goes back to f8, I'm going to f7 checkmate. And if he goes into the corner, then my knight gets to go to this square and say checkmate. Can you see all that? I mean, it's a little complicated.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we go here. If he goes here, we take, and then we either have checkmate by knight if you're in the corner, or if you go back, the queen just goes here. So now we've just found out that yes, we could do this, and the king pretty much has to go here. Here. Now I'm trying to find out, because I want to get that king to take that knight. That's my goal. If I come down here and say check, and the king could run this way, and the only question is he going to be killed by going that way? In which case he won't want to do that. Oh yeah, this will work. Oh, this is so complicated though. So here you go, wordy girl. I go here, he goes here. If we go here and the king takes, right? The king cannot go here. The king cannot go here because my queen will be on this blue square. All right, so the king can't go to these 2 squares. King can't go to this square because of the knight. King can't go to this square because of the queen. King can't stay here. So now the king is down to here, taking my knight, or here. With me?
Yes.
All right, good. If my queen then goes to where the king was and checks, you could put the bishop in front and we'll just take it off. Thank you very much, free candy. Or the king has to step up here. And if the king steps up here, then our knight can go right here and we'll be forking here and here. So this is again why I say that you need time. Because if you don't have time, you still might say the check, but you wouldn't know that this is going to end up the way you want. So he comes up, we're going to say check again, and he takes. Remember, if he goes this way, we were just going to go this way. He was going to go here, and then we were going to win the queen anyway. But now we can't go here, of course, he'll just take us off. So instead we go here, and that's going to skewer the queen. So many times the best skewers are where the king is the piece you're attacking, because the king can't stay. You can't ignore the skewer. You have to move the king. So again, let's see. We have a king and a queen. We are down material. Obviously, I need to get the queen because that's the only piece I'm going to skewer, right? That's the only piece I'm going for is got to be the queen. So the question is, how can I get a skewer with the queen? Wow. One way to be is this way. And another way would be this way if I could get the bishop all the way around someplace else. So this is, wow, this looks tough. And because I don't feel like I can force that king to go in any direction I would want, it looks like he has a lot of freedom. So one thing I could do is I could say the check first, because the king can't go this way. But then the king can go here to here. And wow, I mean, I can go down and attack the queen, but that's not a, right? That's not a skewer, and the queen would just run away. Wow, this
Or
is
the
a
king
tough one.
the queen could get you. I
The
mean, well,
king-
you would be right there. The bishop.
Yeah, if I put the bishop here, and the king goes here, and then I go here, the bishop would hold the rook, but it's still not a
Okay.
skewer. The queen would say, no, I won't let you take me. Wow. But that's a check. And normally in these, we need to force the king to go somewhere. So how about we check this way? But if we check this way, the king doesn't have to go back. The king can stay up. Is it not that move? I don't know. Let's see. We're trying to figure it out. And I know you didn't get to this puzzle, so it's not like you didn't solve it, but I thought I'd see if I could solve it with you, because this one looks really... Oh, okay. That might do it. I don't know, but the queen could still just run away. So I was looking, if the rook attacks the queen here, if the queen takes the rook in the corner, this is pretty classical because the king is a square away. So the king cannot protect the queen, and we'd win the queen for the rook. But the problem is, I can go here, but that queen, doesn't he have places to go? So let's see. Let's find out. If the queen goes here, we take him off. Queen can't stay along this line. We take him off. If the queen goes here, we come back with this skewer and take him off. Yeah. If the queen goes here, we just skewer him right away. I mean, we pin him, right? We still win him through the pin. If the queen goes here, guess what? We skewer him this way. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Like crazy talk. If he goes here, we just take him. And if the queen goes all the way over here, guess what we're going to do? I think we're going to take the pawn and attack the queen again. Because if the queen takes, we have this skewer.
Very interesting.
That is crazy. Okay, so the only one I didn't check yet was this one, right? We go here. What if he pops up here? That's the only one I didn't figure out yet. How do we get him if he goes there? Hey, Completes, thanks for the CompleteX. Thank you for the follow. And Chess Choppin says it's the same thing. I don't know, Chess Choppin. We got to look at it. I believe you, but I don't know. He thinks it's the same thing. What do you think?
What is the same thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Why is it the same thing? He says it's
When
the
you
same
go-
thing. If the queen comes up here, and our rook is here, queen is here, how can we get the skewer here? Maybe, how about we just attack the queen with the bishop? Oh, very good. Yes, Choppin had it. So now the queen can't go back because the rook's there. So he has to take our bishop, and when he takes our bishop, the rook comes back and we skewer him again. This is gorgeous. And there is no way, I'm sorry, There was no way, Wordy Girl, and I've been playing chess since I've been 8 years old. There was no way I would find that unless I had like 10 minutes, 20 minutes to think and figure it out. I would not find this. But I want to be able to find it, right? I mean, it's the only way to save the game. Black's gonna win. He's got too much material. So we attack the queen and computer just takes right away. And we say, thank you. We did it. Bada boom. But what I think was more interesting is if he doesn't take and does things like this, then you have to, win the queen that way. Or if he comes all the way over here, I thought that was really interesting. And then I think we just take. Because he still can't take back. And then where does the queen go, right? He can't go here, can't go here, can't go there, can't go here, can't take. And he would have to go back along this diagonal again. And like we know, he could go to these squares now, though. No, he can't. We're sitting here. He can't even go there. Can't go there. Can't go there. And can't. Wow. So to me, it would be more interesting if Black had played this. That would have been a nicer follow-up. But amazing. Okay. All right. So we get to see how awesome. Oh yes, Chopin. But I knew there was an answer. So Chopin brings up a good point, which by the way, I have multiple lessons on YouTube for now, and I will continue to teach these for the rest of my life, I think. Wordy Girl, Chopin says, but it only took you 4 minutes to find it. But the problem is, we knew there was an answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it even hinted us that it was a pin.
Yeah, or skewer, right? Yes.
Skewer, yeah.
Yeah, it flat out told us there's a skewer to win this game. In the end, there was a skewer at the very end. So, yeah, if we were playing games and you told me at this point, like I moved, you moved, and then someone was allowed to tell me, oh, you have a winning move. Yes, I could find it in 4 minutes, Chopin. Garrett, I feel confident I would find it in 4 minutes if I knew there was a winning move right now. The problem is we won't know it's a winning move, and White probably would just take the pawn, right? White would probably just take the pawn, maybe say check first and then take the pawn. Who knows? White's not going to say, I can sack my rook. Not as the first thought. That's all I'm saying, is the first thought. Hey, thanks, Chopin. I appreciate that. So the point is, if we knew it was a puzzle-worthy moment, if we knew there was a puzzle-worthy moment on the board, I could find it. But the problem is we don't know when it's a puzzle-worthy moment, so we almost have to treat every position as a puzzle-worthy moment. And usually you can't take all that time or use your brain cells that much. It just hurts. All right, Wordy Girl, we're going to go over your last game with the computer. And I want you can draw lines, right? You have the ability to draw lines. I want you to identify any alignment opportunities that you see. And it might be ones that you or the computer took advantage of. And I'll also help you, and I'll try to identify alignment when you had opportunities. So you have pins and skewers, and we talked about there's other things you can get with alignment, but let's just look for those. Make sense?
Okay.
All right. So computer played e4, you played e5. I'm very happy. You developed your pieces. Now, this one we talked about. We don't want to do this because you just blocked in this pawn.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just nope. We want that bishop here. You can even put it, you can even put it here and attack the knight. You can even put it here so that if he ever tries to do this, you're already taking away the pin. Any of those three, here, here, or here, this I cannot condone because you block in this pawn, which means this bishop can't be developed, the pawn can't be pushed, and the queen can't get out that way either. So we don't want to do this in the future. All right, general rule, we don't block our pawn. Now, if the pawn was already up here, then feel free to go behind it, yes, but we don't block the pawn. All right, doesn't take the best square. We know the best square. Didn't take the best square. And we didn't take the best square. So we always want to take the best square. Right? In general rule, from a novice's point of view, we want to take the best square. There are always unlesses, chopping, but not for the novice. For the novice, for what we're teaching somebody from the very beginning, we are playing that knight here. Yes, I love the birds, but we don't teach the birds to novices. All right, castle is a good thing, right? That's what we want to do. So if you notice, your opponent, although this is the second best square, didn't take the best square, but it's the second best square. Otherwise, he's doing a lot better than you. He's developed his pieces better because this knight, we don't like the knights on the rim. They're mighty grim, right? Grimm's fairy tales here. We don't want our knights on the rim. They're grim. And we don't want to block our own pawns. So far we have two badly developed pieces while he has, everything is looking good and he's got 4 steps in development. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and castling counts as a step in development. 4 steps in development. You have 3 because you went second, but ours are not well developed. Now, I didn't say anything to you this game. I was able to bite my tongue. But then you changed your bishop and you put it in a better square. But as you can see, that cost you a move, right? The first move and then this move. So it cost you a move so that you still only have 3 steps in development. And now it's his turn to try to get a 5th. But this is a much better square. Okay. If the bishop comes out this way, then that's how he's developing the bishop. So he could be developing his bishop. So we got to say that's okay. And you kind of went crazy for a second there. Hey, TK, thanks for the raid. Let me give a shout out to the raiders, and let's give a shout out to our man TK. Appreciate you. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Actually, we were watching you. At least I was in the background. I was lurking a lot. We were just totally lurking. Hey, Ken, thank you for the follow. So I will tell you guys that we are working on a lesson with Wordy Girl. She does a lot of different things, variety streamer. Check her out when you get a chance. Let's give her another shout out there. Thanks for the follow. My gosh, it's a follow type day today. This is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I cannot type your name easily. Okay, there you go. So Wordy Girl, this is okay because it frees the bishop, it frees the queen, but you got to count. How many does white have attacking that square? I will ask her, Choppin.
Or I have not straight before that.
Okay, she's reading I like it. She reads the chat, so it's easier on me. Thank you, Wordy Girl. I don't have to translate it or repeat everything for you. So how many does white have hitting that square? Circle them if
the
you
square
like.
I just moved into.
Yep. The square you just occupied. Because if white has more attacking that square than you do, then you might not want to go occupy it, right? It might be a dangerous zone, a danger zone. Okay, so how many?
2.
Can you can you draw arrows from them or circle them so I know which 2 you're talking about?
Oh.
Okay, might be one more. Can you keep looking?
Oh, never mind.
There you go. Oh, that's
okay.
I mean,
I knew that, but I just was like dismissing it because it was totally obvious. But I shows how not obvious it was because I did not circle it.
Okay. How many do you have attacking that square?
Well, I have 1, 2.
All right. So you have only 2, and your opponent has 3. Guess who wins that square?
Them.
Yeah. So X marks the spot. So they could take with a piece, the knight or the bishop, or they could just take with the pawn. And that's always the question to be had. But let's see. He takes with the pawn, so that's free candy. We don't get anything back for it. So far, you only gave away 1 piece of free candy. It's not a big deal. You're still in the game. I love that you developed the bishop. By the way, so instead of going all the way up, you could have still gotten the bishop out by going 1 square. Now, you wouldn't be able to go here, but you could have went here or here or here, right? Okay, but we gave away free candy, but we got our bishop out. So I'm happy because you got your bishop out. This bishop is looking very sad. It only has one square to go to. Only one square or trade off with the knight. Okay, that's where I don't think your opponent played too well. This is very scary, dangerous, because he can attack your queen with the bishop. And remember what we just talked about, alignment? Look at that alignment. So this is, I just wanted you to start thinking about alignment. Here's alignment. That's one. Here's another alignment. Right? That bishop is really nicely placed. It's lined up right with that king. So that's a great alignment. The queens are opposite, which is how they start the game. But this alignment, he could have just pushed here. You would have had to do this. If you think of a way to save your queen, it would have been by doing that. He could have taken and attacking your queen, and you'd have to move your queen or take back. And if you take back, then he gets to take your knight. So a lot of ugliness would have happened. And the reason it's happening, because of this alignment. So what I would recommend at this stage, rather than find a square for your queen, is to castle. We want to castle early and often. Well, actually, you can't do it often. You can only do it once in a game. But you want to castle early, right? If you can. Especially at the novice level, chop in. Don't troll me. At the novice level, we want to castle early. All right? So we didn't castle early. And you notice the computer didn't go for this and win material. The computer said, oh, I can do this instead and attack a bit. I don't know what it's doing. Because it's at level 3. Now that's no longer a threat. By castling, you got out of the pin. The pin is no longer there. All right. Chopin said he castles more than once in a game. All right. So with this move, I thought, okay, will she see that you could place your bishop here and do what? What's that called?
Pin.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's another alignment opportunity. Now, he could block the pin, but it's still a pin, and it'd be worth doing, because even if he blocks the pin, then the bishop won't, the bishop would fall if the knight moved. So it's, in general, again, look for these alignments. I need you to see those alignments. And it's way back here. This alignment is there. This alignment is there. This alignment is there. I want you to see all these alignments. This one isn't hitting anything of value, right? There's nothing aligned with this that has value. So eventually, right, we're always looking for, can I align bishops, queens, and rooks? Can I align them with something of value? Okay, so yes, I want you to find this move in the future because of alignment. I just want you to say, wait, I can line those guys up. I'll do it. Just you're a novice, don't worry about it. I'm going to take advantage of alignment every chance I can. If you just lined up everything, you'd be good to go. And is this a pin or a skewer? It is a pin, as Wordy Girl said it correctly. This is a pin. All
And
right.
the skewer is usually that the higher piece is in front, right?
Yes, it's always, not just usually, it's always. It's the definition. So if this were a queen instead of a knight, and you put your bishop here, you would have skewered the queen to the rook. And that would have been a skewer, and it would have been a great move. Great move. Chop in. Stop it. All right. So this is okay. I mean, we're getting alignment. I like that you aligned with the queen. There's a whole discussion, which I'm not going to bore you with today, about which rook that you should use for that. Where does each rook belong? Because you have 2 of them, right? So you got to decide, like, well, now that rook only has these 2 squares. And
Yeah.
all those squares are boring. Well, this square looks interesting. So if you had used this rook, then this rook still has the opportunity to get onto a more interesting square. Let's say it that way. All right, makes sense? So
Yeah.
I'd rather you have used this rook if you're going to put a rook behind the queen, so this rook has space. And if you were going to put a rook here instead, then again, not this rook trapping this rook behind the pawn and between the king and the rook and the pawn, you would use this rook as your first move if you wanted to, and then this rook has all these squares to choose from. All right. not bad, but just so you know. And guess what? He's still giving you the chance to do this alignment. Does it win the game? No. He could protect, right? But the point is, you want to take advantage of those opportunities because good things might happen. Okay, we want to take advantage of alignment. So we went here again. If you were here, then the knight actually can come here also. Don't know if he has better life there, but it's something you could do. All right, so he moves his knight and it attacks your bishop and your knight. This is annoying because this one would be a check. You would take with the pawn and ruin your pawns, right? We know about ruined pawns. So we don't want to ruin our pawns, but our bishop's under attack. It's unprotected. So what did you do? You took. Nice way. Now the knight can't go there. By the way, if the knight were to go there after your knight's not there and give it up for a free pawn, even with your king being open, it's probably worth it. Take the free candy. All right? In general, take free candy when it's offered. So the computer could have taken back your knight, could have taken back your knight this way. And the computer decided to take the bishop. And you did what you're supposed to. You took back. Nothing wrong with that, especially since actually your queen is not on attack. So you had other choices. Where could you move this knight safely right now? Because right now it's under attack.
Yeah. Well,
You have a lot of choices. Go ahead.
Anywhere, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you could go here and attack the queen.
Yeah.
You could come here and attack the knight and the bishop. You could just go back here, the best square, and you don't care. He's fine, right? Here's a fun one. You can actually take here.
Yeah.
And if he takes, now normally this isn't good, but I'm not going to take back. I could take here.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could take, and now I gave up 2 pieces for a rook, but I'm going to get back the knight. So if we look after the dust settles, 1 rook. Bishop, knight, those are equal, but now I have a rook and you have a bishop. So you'd be winning. Right? So you could, at this point, again, slowing down, yes, you could take back, but then the computer gets to take your knight and it's a trade. So you have an opportunity because the knight is under attack. You could do something else like attack the queen. Remember, attacking something of equal or greater value.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could get away with this, and you just have to be careful. But it sure does look like fun. And if he takes, you can either take immediately or you could take the knight. I think taking immediately is better because it forces all of this, and you're just ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun stuff. But you took with the queen. And then he inexplicably, because he's the computer not playing at full strength, doesn't take back the knight and instead moves his king. So now you have a free piece. Count them. You have 3. There's only 2. So if you just save your knight, you're ahead. And you did. You said, let me get the knight out of there. And you're attacking the bishop. Nice play. You could have also come here and attacked the queen. But, this is great. Nothing wrong with it. He attacks your queen. And if I remember correctly, because I couldn't talk to you, that you actually thought about a lot of things and you didn't necessarily decide to move your queen until later. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to leave her queen there? But you did not. You moved your queen. Good. Yeah, you moved your queen.
I was about to say, I thought I was doing pretty good in this game until a certain point.
You did.
I mean, even though I know you looking back over it, you see a lot of things that I could have done differently. But it's a computer, so it was.
Yeah, no, you did great. I think for your first game, I mean, first game at level 3, I think you were doing great. All right, king moves again. Doesn't really do anything to you. So now you could take the bishop. I would have loved it if you took the bishop. You could have just said, go away, but I'm getting the bishop. I'm going to kill it. Trade it off because you have 3 pieces. Your opponent only has 2 minor pieces. So remember, when you're ahead of material and you're ahead a whole minor piece, if you could trade off all the pieces, you're winning easier than having to fight. So would have loved if you just traded off the knight for the bishop. So notice the rook now had to go back. Well, if you had used this rook, that rook could have stayed and you could have pulled this rook out. So that just showing you again why the rooks are valuable. So again, you could just take because you're up material. You did. Yes. Yes. Takes back with the queen. Now you're up a whole piece. All you have to do is kind of like see if you can simplify the game for yourself. Nothing wrong with this. You attack the pawn. I'm okay with it. He scared you a little bit after that, but this scared you. You said, what am I going to do with my queen? What am I going to do with my queen? Well, you had options. One option you did not look at was here and here. So why didn't you think about going to those two? You didn't think those two squares were possible?
I mean, I probably just thought I need to take. I don't know if I took or not.
Oh, please, if you take, I think you'd lose your queen for a bishop.
I know.
So you did not take. You did not take.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you played queen to e7. But
Oh
the
yeah,
question is,
that
can you go
makes
there?
more sense.
Can you go to one of those? Are those squares okay for you to go to?
I mean, well, technically, the queen will get his queen can get me, but then my pawn can just get the queen. So I think that would be.
And how about here? Can you go here? Because this way, like you just said, if you go here, and if he takes, you're gonna mess up your pawns, right?
Yeah.
You really don't want to mess up your pawns if you can ever help it. Can you go here? Is that safe?
I mean, the queen can take as well, but my rook is there protecting.
Anything else?
Oh yes, the knight is also there. So
very good. Yes. So this would have been, and why am I saying that so this one, either one of these would be better than running away, possibly. But it's definitely better. This one I like better because this one you don't mess up your pawns, right? This one you're allowing white to mess up your pawns, and we don't want to mess up our pawns. Okay, so yeah, this would have been great. I don't think you saw it at all, but you might not have seen it because you were just thinking the queen will take me, and you stopped thinking that you could take back. So I want you to remember that you can take back.
Now looking at it, I probably thought move the queen back because at least the queen will still be attacking the pawn, but the queen will not be able to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And there's no reason not to trade because you remember you're up a whole piece. All right, he attacked here, and you literally said, "I have no place to go. I can't move my rook. I've lost my rook." So look again and tell me if there's no place to go.
I mean, if I move the rook to e4, the queen could take, but then my queen could take.
So, okay, so your rook could go to queen e4. Where else could your rook go safely?
I mean, it could go to... no.
Where?
It could go to e2.
E2, very good. Still protected. If the queen takes, you just take back. So go ahead. That's two squares. There's another square you could go to. True chopping, yes. It would give her an escape square that way, but I see no reason to double up pawns for no reason. But go ahead. Go ahead, word to girl. What?
Moving to e3 could, because my pawn could just take.
Yeah,
E2,
but do you want to give up your rook for a pawn?
No.
No. Agreed. So I don't like that square. Go ahead.
I mean, e1.
E1, he would take. If your queen takes back, then he would take again, and you lose your queen.
Okay.
So nope, don't like that one. Remember,
never mind. I realize what I'm missing all this time.
Good.
Everybody's forming a fence around this little white pawn here. I could just have gone backward and taken that.
Backward? Which way?
I mean, not backward, but d5.
D5. Yes. Yes, which is why I thought you moved the rook here in the first place a long time ago. I thought you moved the rook there to attack the pawn. Remember, I even drew this. And then you didn't take it. I'm like, wait, you could just take the pawn. Now, one last square. And Chopin says it would be risky. I think it's just bad. But Chopin said, could you go here? Could you go here? Tell me why that would or would not work. Yeah, can you go to
I mean, the
rook to
queen
f5?
can just take, but I see the Chopin is saying that I could just take the queen with the knight.
But, so if you go here, let's say white doesn't take your rook, but there's only one piece protecting the rook, correct?
Yes.
So what happens if you go here, and I think it's just bad move, Chopin.
Yeah,
What happens if you take the horse instead? Now what do you do? If it's your move, and we could put this on the board, so now what do you do as black?
At this point, I guess I would have to take with the pawn or either the queen, but either one, I'm going to lose the rook next
So
round.
how could you save the rook? You already lost a piece, right? Possibly. So how could you save the rook?
I mean,
if you take
if I
the
save
bishop,
the rook,
white
I'm going
takes
to
the
lose
rook.
something else.
Right. If you take the bishop in any of these three ways, he's going to take your rook. Is there a way for you not to let him take your rook? You're still going to lose the piece, but you could move your queen out of the way because you're in. You got to save your queen. So you could go here and protect the rook. Agreed?
Yeah.
Or you could say check.
Oh.
And if the king moves, then you take the bishop. Right?
Yeah.
But if the king moves, then you take the bishop. But probably what you should do is just move the bishop back and keep the bishop. And then you could take this pawn maybe, but you still lost a piece. You notice you're down to singles now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's bad because this move would have been bad. As Chopin says, risky is not good for beginners. Because you take here, you could take here with the queen, and then the king moves away, depending on where the king moves to. But you still don't get the, you're only going to get the bishop back there. So in this case, I was saying you could do check, king move, and then you could take the bishop. Oh, sorry, the king doesn't have to move. That was the point. You could block with the bishop again. And so he gets to keep the piece he took. Okay, pretty interesting. All right, but you played f6, not seeing that the rook had three, count them, three opportunities to save itself. But the computer being the computer didn't bother taking you either. I think now is when I said, I just want to make sure you remembered what en passant was. And you did, so you took. Didn't say it was a good move or not, but you took. He still doesn't take your rook. I don't get it. And he still should take your rook because it's still better than the bishop. But he says, nope, I'm going to keep my bishop, but I'm not even going to put it and block my king. He didn't even use it to protect the king. He just ran away. All right, so you're still winning this game. You're up. Look, you're up a whole piece. This move I didn't like. There was no reason to move him. And in fact, white take? White can take. But then he probably loses queen. If he takes, he'll lose his queen. So let me show you what I mean. Let's say we move the rook here, someplace totally not in the game. And if white were to take, how can you now win that queen? See the alignment we talked about? So where could you go to win the queen?
The knight could put the queen in check by moving to this e4, but also the queen has a hidden, is it a discovered check, I guess, but not with the king.
We'll call it a discovered attack. Right. So it's a discovered attack. So where I could put that rook anywhere I want, and I'm going to be attacking the queen. Where should I put that rook for the best chances to win the queen? Because remember, the queen could take me too, right? When I move this rook, the queen could take me. It's his move. So where could I move this rook that he can't take me?
E4, but that's not, that's not going to actually stop anything from happening.
Right. If you go here, it just takes your queen. Okay.
If I go to E3, then that
Oh.
pawn has me though.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to take here because you would win my queen. So I'm just going to take your queen. I'm going to trade off the queens. If you go here, I'm just trading off queens. Thank you very much. If you go here, I might just take here because it's a free rook. I might not even take your queen. So where else could you go with that rook? Remember, I want it so you can't take my queen. So think about this way. How can I move it all? What could I do in the world in chess where you can't take this queen? What kind of move could I make?
Oh, well, the only thing is putting a king in check.
There you go. That's the only way that I can say your queen cannot take my queen. So where could I put that rook and say check?
To G5?
Yes. Now, G5. And now here's the really interesting part. How could I can't take, and I can't even stop, right? I can't take this one. It's checking me. Because if I take here, which would stop the check, I get to win the queen. Remember? I still win the queen. Now he gets to win my rook, and it's going to be an interesting game. But anyway, but yeah, you have this opportunity. And if the queen blocks, then you can still take the queen for the rook. Interesting. So the queen really can't take. So you could have just left that alone. You could have also moved your knight here, which would have attacked these squares and protected your pawn. So the knight move would have been nice, right? Oh, sorry, I put that rook there. But yeah, so the knight move could go here. Also would have been an opportunity for you. It's an option that you could have went with. But anyway, so we pushed. And it's like giving away free candy. Do you remember the one rule I gave you a long time ago? If you don't know what to do, you're not allowed to push a pawn, right?
Move on.
Okay. I don't know if you didn't know what to do or if you thought you saw something, but if you don't know what to do, you're not allowed to move a pawn. So I would have loved it if you stacked. Remember, rooks like to be together. So bringing the rook over here would have been great to stack your rooks together. That's an option. You could have brought it over here and stack it with the queen. That would have been an option. You could have brought the knight to the center, putting the knight in one of the center squares. If you could do it safely, which you can because the rook is protecting it. That's always a good move. So when you don't know what to do, get the knight to the center if you can, stack your rooks. These are all options. You could have even said check, and guess what? Forced him to trade your queen. And why would I say trade your queen? Because if he doesn't, you're going to take off his queen, right? And if he goes here, you can still take off his queen. So why would you take off queens? Because he has one bishop, you have a bishop, you have two rooks, he has two rooks. You have a knight, he doesn't have a knight. So you're up a whole piece. All right, so pushing the pawn didn't work. And this is okay so far. It looks like you want to attack that pawn. But do you notice who is not playing? You've got all these pieces out on the board playing. His pieces, look at this. He has three pieces that are not playing. He's only playing with the queen. So which one of your pieces feels like left out?
Rook on 8.
Amen. There you go. I want that rook into the game. That rook wants to play. You're only playing with these guys. This rook is like, what? Why can't I play? Let me play too. So you should have just brought that. That's a good rule of thumb when you're playing. Make sure, if you can, get all of your pieces to play. Because the more pieces you have attacking your opponent, the better chance you have of winning. Okay, again, does nothing really, right? So again, the rook over here would allow your queen to come here because then the king can't take. And then you would have been threatening to win this pawn. You would have been dynamite. We moved the bishop. I don't know where you're planning on going with the bishop right now, but I would have loved to. Oh, well, I guess you didn't want him to take your bishop for free. It's been hanging. It's been hanging ever since you took here. White could have taken your bishop, but he's not paying attention, right? Yeah, look at that. So he's not paying attention, and So that's good, I guess. You didn't let him take your bishop. He could have taken this pawn, but he didn't. And this doesn't help him again. So now we can still get this here, and you'll still be able to put your queen here and cause trouble. So here I know you forgot this pawn wasn't protecting you. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was just hey,
This
that
is the
happens.
downfall.
That happens. If you had pawn here, it would have been safe. Then you could have come here with check, right? So I mean, your idea was good. You're piling up on this pawn. Don't know what that rook is doing over there, but you're piling up on the pawn. So no, it's not a bad idea. It's just unfortunately, it was free candy. Now, if you look at the game, you have a bishop. He has a bishop. You have two rooks. He has two rooks. You're still equal. You have two pawns. You have 5 total pawns. He has 5 total pawns. You're equal. But then we kind of fell apart, right? Then we said, oh, have my rook too. Yeah, that was just an right? You gave away the knight. You kind of got flustered. Then you gave away the rook. And then he gets to take another rook. And then you gave away the queen. And then he has checkmate. So, yeah, it's just snowball.
I think I was also running out of time. I had 1 minute left.
Yes, I see on your clock there. You have 106. So, yes. You notice your opponent had 15 minutes left.
I know.
All right. Let's just look at your ink pen game real quick. Let's see. I like it. Moving center pawns. I don't like it. This is not very aggressive. I love it. You develop the piece. Look at you go. Develop another piece. Okay, risky, but I can't complain. You develop both. Look, you're developing all your gorgeous. You developed all of your pieces. You're doing great. Now, you can castle right away. I'm not even worried about this. Right? At your level, don't even worry about this. So I can castle, or I can move my queen out of the way first and then castle either side. Up to you. So let's see what you did. You gave away free candy. What are you doing, girl? Come on, wordy girl. There's one protecting it, only one attacking it. If you take it, you lose it.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention to that. I was looking at I can take the pawn, and I wasn't paying attention to the rook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because unfortunately, he could take you back. All right. So you took, and he didn't take you back. So that's free candy. You took the free candy. And now that's free candy. Do you see that? Oh, you did. Oh, you're destroying F5, and yeah, you're totally decimating your opponent's board. And you could do things like check. Discovered, remember? Discover check. And now the queen can come here, but you even have nicer stuff because this is the only move. This is the only legal move. So, remembering what we just learned, the lessons we just learned, what would you do from here? Because you can win your opponent's queen in more than one way. There's multiple ways to win your queen. Let's win it via a skewer.
I'm being white right now.
You're all
or
right.
are you saying goodbye? Okay. I mean, to get the queen right now, the queen is stuck behind these pawns. If we try to lure the queen out, she will get, like the knight can hit that pawn in front of her, but the bishop can also just take that. So it doesn't make sense.
Well, you can move the pieces. Tell me what you think.
Oh.
I want you to win the queen through a skewer.
Skewer, okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be a skewer. Go ahead, just try to win the queen. Let's see what you can do. No, I was right. It's going to be a skewer. I was right.
Okay. What we could do is my queen is already attacking E8.
Yes.
So if I move my bishop to G6, the king will have to move.
And I think you need G5.
Oh yes, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Check. Okay, good. I'll make a move for black. Now, show me what you've learned.
I mean, at this point, we can just.
Exactly, Choppin. Exactly. And it happened in a real game to her. Right here. It's beautiful. Evil Ink Pen helped out, giving her a problem in real life.
All right. So if I move the bishop here, the king can get me.
Hey, Raiders, how are you? We are in the middle. Hey, Thinker Teacher. We're in the middle of a lesson with our friend Wordy Girl. We are taking Wordy Girl from beginner, from novice actually, all the way to beginner. So novice is like she has no rating on chess.com, no rating on Lead Chess, hasn't really played online chess at all. Here we go, and we're going to help her become a beginner chess player. We want her to be, decent player where she can enjoy chess and be competitive with other beginners. I think she's doing great, Thinker Teacher, but I'm an optimist. All right, so we're still looking. So you've gotten far. Go ahead and make your next move. We're trying to still win the queen using a skewer, and this is from a game. Wordy Girl, one of her first games she ever played online. So.
Okay. Let's see. If I move the queen right now. Oh, I get it. If I move the queen right now to f7, the king cannot get me.
True.
Because my knight is protecting.
And so then the king would have to run here, forced.
Yes.
And you might even have a checkmate. Do you see the checkmate from there? Let's do it. Remember, we could just move it because it's just a study. Only legal move. Do you have checkmate?
Well, they're suggesting that I move my knight.
Yeah, you shouldn't look at their suggestions.
Can we take the suggestions off or just ignore them?
Personally? You would just ignore them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like moving the knight.
So I don't. If you notice, I'm not sharing their suggestions on the screen that I share with you.
Oh. Okay.
But if you look at since you're in the stream, if you were to look at the chat, you'll see it's just don't look at the chat. Yeah, it's on you not to look at the chat.
There is a toggle to take it off. Okay. I've taken it off.
Okay.
Right now, you're saying that I can check at this moment.
You could checkmate right here, I believe.
Checkmate.
Yes. See if there's a one-move checkmate.
Okay, so I do know if I put. Okay. So the king right now, the spots the king can move is
circle him.
The king can't move anywhere. Actually.
There you go. There are no open squares. Because, so if you can check the king,
I have a hard time doing all this, but that.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I'm trying. Okay, you're doing it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll put them in red, right? Because all these squares that he normally can move to.
What color the squares are?
Oh, you could do it with shift, makes them red.
Oh.
If you don't do shift and you just click, it's green. If you use alt, it makes them blue.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of cool, huh? All right. And that's both on chess.com and Lead Chess.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, do you have a one-move checkmate?
I guess the one-move checkmate must be... Well, I was thinking this, well, that's not good, because I was thinking about this queen getting the bishop, but then that's bad, because the queen can easily just get me, and then everything will
and it's not only not checkmate, you lose a queen for a bishop.
How do you take arrows away? Okay, never mind.
You just left click in the middle of the screen.
Okay. Checkmate from here. I mean, I guess I mean, it was suggesting that I move this knight here, but if I do that, the king already can't move, and I have actively put the king in check, and there's nowhere else the king can move.
So therefore,
So that would be considered a checkmate.
yeah, go ahead and try it. See what happens.
Okay, I
Checkmate. Very good. All right. So yes, you had your move that you said, "Hey, I could do this." Actually leads to mate better than what I was showing you. But now we know that's even better. Your move, your instinct was better than what I'm trying to show you. But now show me how you could still win the queen. That is better, but show me how you can win the queen.
did.
Because
Okay,
I want to
only
make sure
win
you see the
queen.
skewer.
Well, right now the skewer is this bishop. All this is aligned here, but
Yes, you
we have
found
to just-
alignment. I love it. Keep going.
we have to somehow get the knight out of the way.
Yes.
And if we do it with the bishop right now, the king can get the bishop, and there's nothing protecting the bishop at the moment.
So now what? Do your skewer practice.
I mean, now if I move the queen here,
Yes. Not here because the king would take you,
of course.
but here. And now where does the king go? King can't go here. Can't stay on the diagonal. Can't go here. The king only has one legal move.
And then I can take the queen.
You got it. So I just wanted you to see that because it was funny that right here, at this point, right, that you actually can win the queen with the skewer that we were just practicing in your puzzles. Now, is it the best move? No, because you just showed me. And by the way, you could do this first. You could do this first, and then he has to go here, and then you have checkmate. But you could have also gotten it right away, right? You don't have to do the bishop first because the knight is still holding. King still has only one legal square, and you still have checkmate. But so that's beautiful. I mean, you had an open board checkmate that you probably could have found against evil ink pen, but you also had the skewer that you've done before. And the first part is, look, it's a discovered check because you see the alignment. Remember, you're pitting your own piece to your enemy, so which means you have a discovered attack, and in this case, it's a discovered check. Black only has one move. And now you have this one that gets you a checkmate, or you have this one that can win you the queen. Beautiful. And really, there's no choices because if he goes here, it's checkmate, right? So he has to put the knight in front. Now, you could do this and get your checkmate. It's better, right? Let's do checkmate whenever we can. It's better than winning the queen. But yeah, it's just, I want you to see that skewer was there. So yeah, I mean, that's amazing that you had the exact same skewer with ink pen that we had via your practice.
Nice.
All right, so you have choices. You could play the computer level 3 again, or you could play ink pen. I don't know if ink pen was, ink pen has never played on here either because I could see that ink pen is also at 1500. So one of the rules, though,
I can play against the computer at 3 to see if I can redeem myself because last time that was bad.
Let's do that. Remember that I want you always playing rated games. All right, so we could see your improvement. So we're always going to play rated games. But let me go follow you, and you can go ahead and challenge the computer. Remember how to do that. And you could choose random color or choose a color. And you want to, there we go. Whoa, my computer video card just went crazy.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's better. Let's go back. Whoa, my computer screen is going crazy. Let me try.
I see it.
Yeah, let me try. For some reason, it's not doing it on this screen, though. Weird. Oh, wow, look at that. What is going on? Anybody have any ideas? And it's not even the whole screen. Over here, it's normal.
Is it just, is it the window?
Oh, there it is. Yes, it's the window. For some reason, the window made it go wacky.
Do you have another window open?
Yeah, I always have multiple windows, but no, I do not have to restart the whole app. Techno Blade, please don't say that. Especially don't tell me I have to restart OBS. That's not good. We don't like that. I did not get hacked. It was on the edge. For some reason, it didn't like it. But anyway, let's watch Wordy Girl play. We're not going to give her any advice this time, so she's not going to look at chat. If you can, we can. I'm going to chat with you guys via chat because I'm not going to say it out loud. So no looking at chat, Wordy Girl.
All right, so I've already done horribly because white moved first, and I did not put both pawns straight out.
No, I would not say you did horrible at all. You did great. You did not block a pawn with a bishop, and you are fighting for the center. You're fine. Do not get no. That's a misunderstanding. I don't need both pawns in the center. I just need both center pawns moved, but they don't have to be on the fourth rank. Last time, you remember, you gave away free candy by putting one of them on the fourth rank. So you're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine. Keep playing.
I'm just going to do this.
Okay.
Just to get the bishops out. I know that it's a little bit congested in here. Okay. So now they're trying to get me. I can... There's no way for me to... Yeah, there's nowhere for me to move the bishop to be safe. So I might as well take the pawn before I leave.
There's no place at all. There's no place in the world.
I mean, well, I can go backwards. But that's undeveloping.
Well, okay, it's better than giving it away for a pawn.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm not going to tell you anything. I got to stop helping you because we want you to just play on your own. So I'm gonna be quiet. But yes. Yes, we don't want to give away a bishop for a pawn just because we don't want to go backward.
Okay, I just want to make sure because sometimes
there's nothing wrong in life in admitting that you made a minor mistake, right? You can live with a minor mistake. You can fess up to making a minor, right? Hey, I can move the piece back. I'm a grown up. That's okay. I'll admit I shouldn't have put it there. No biggie. And it's not even that you shouldn't have put it there. He attacked you with a pawn, so you did what you're supposed to. You ran away. But I'm going to stop talking to you. I'm going to talk to chat about something this game related, I guess. But
okay, I am quite lodged right now. Let's see. We need to get the queen out. Where can I know that the knight on the rim is grim, but I don't see any other place for me to move to get this queen out unless I move. I mean, I could move the pawn forward, but then the pawn will take, and then I can take with the knight, and then the knight will take me. No, that's not good. I feel like I need to put the knight over here at the moment. I don't see anything that will happen, even though I'm going to be moving the knight out of the way. I just need to free something up. Well, that's not good. Okay, that was a waste of move because then I'll just have to go back over here. Also move. No, nothing else is good. The knight will just take me either way. I'm just gonna have to move back here, which is annoying. This is horrible. I don't know. Maybe I should move. Moving the pawns, it's annoying. Because alright. I just really need to get this queen out, and I can't. Unless I move a pawn to get the rook out of the way. These bishops are all locked up. I don't know what to do at this moment.
And this is tough. I won't tell you what to do, but I'll just tell you that you've done most of what you're supposed to do. You developed your pieces, and now you're trying to figure out what to do next. That's a hard thing to figure out. So we can work on that for the next lesson. We have 2 more lessons, and now that you're developing your pieces and not giving away free candy, then we can go on to the next lesson, which is what do we do when we finish developing? So you're doing great.
Okay. Thank you. We want to attack the king, of course, but
Eventually.
we can't do it at this moment.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
So you can see
anything I do,
maybe breaking up those pawns over there on the queen side. Can you?
yeah, that's what I was thinking about, moving a pawn up
Well, go
just so I
ahead.
can get the rook out.
Yeah, go for it. Have fun.
But if I move up, I guess moving this one would be the... No, the bishop's right there. I didn't realize.
Oh well, minor mistake. Don't worry about it. And he didn't take it anyway. All right.
I mean, if I put the... Should I put the rook there or the queen there first? If I put the queen there, he takes with the bishop, I can take, and then nobody can take back. Then I can move the queen No. Well, yeah, I can get the queen out of the way first and then move the queen diagonally and then get the rook out, I guess. So I'm thinking here. Don't know if that was good. Probably not. The knight is attacking. I mean, I can attack the knight. And then the pawn will get me, but at least I got a knight. But then the pawn will get my other knight. The knight is attacking my pawn and bishop, so I shouldn't leave him alone. I need to take. Unless I move the bishop back, and then if he takes the pawn, I can just take with the rook and not lose anything else. But then my pawns will be messed up. And I'm approaching 8 minutes and 30 seconds, so I think that I should take with the knight. Yeah, I'm about to lose these pieces here. Of course. Then next I will have to run away, which is annoying. But
I like that running away is annoying to you.
because I can't do anything.
You don't have to run away. Remember the best squares for the knight are where? In the center of the board? Maybe you could put it in the center of the board safely.
I mean, if I put it here, that's still considered running away. I mean, I could put it right here. I don't see anything bad that will happen if I put it right here. Okay, moving rook. He still did not take my pawn with the bishop, so I'm going to move the queen up, and then I will try to move the queen diagonally.
Oh, you had an opportunity to win material you missed. We'll show you later. Don't worry about it. Just play.
Okay. Well, I just realized that was not a good plan that I had. I should have... Okay. Well, the rooks at least can communicate now. If I take the pawn, only the king will be able to take. But I don't want to lose a knight for a pawn. And I am approaching 7 minutes. I can't really have anybody in the game. Okay, maybe I should move my queen diagonally. Keep forgetting which pawns are mine. This black pawn is mine. It cannot attack me. And if the bishop attacks the pawn, then the queen can take back. I don't see any repercussions from that at the moment. So I'm going to move the queen there so that I can get the rook out. Oh, okay. Now the queen is trying to come protect. I can move the rook here. I know we're looking for alignment. What can the queen do right now? Nothing, except for take the pawn. And my queen is stopping, so I'm going to move my rook here. Okay, what is the knight attacking? My pawn. That's it. Well, if it attacks the pawn, then well, I can just get it after that, so I will leave it alone. I don't know, where should I go? My pawns cannot move. Moving my queen here. Maybe. I don't see where anything can get my queen at this point. Okay. Trying to get my bishop out of the way so that when it takes, but I can still take with the pawn, but they're trying to mess up my pawns. I see it. I still don't want to leave that pawn there, so I'm just going to have to take with the bishop, and then it can take the. No, that's not good. Losing a bishop or a pawn, so I can either just go backwards. There's nothing else that the pawn can do, but I'm gonna be blocking my rook. 5 minutes left. Okay, I'll just move here instead, which would give more mobility. Okay. Let's see. If I move the queen here, the knight can get me either way. And the queen can get me, so I'm not moving the queen right now. If I move my rook up. Wait, why would I do that? Alignment. If I move my rook here. I don't know. I'm running out of time. Okay. He wants me to mess up my pawns. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. I'm just gonna get stacked pawns, but he wants my king to be unprotected, but I have to just take, or he's going to take mine. Okay. Rook approaching. Move my bishop. Okay. Queen is trying to get the bishop. It's not protected. And the bishop can't move because the king is here. So I have to move something. I guess I have to move the king. It's probably a bad move. The rook is trying to come in. Okay. What should I do? What can I do? Okay, if I move the king up. Then the rook won't be able to.
Okay, leaving my bishop alone. Two minutes. Should have put more time on the clock. Rook. Will moving my rook do anything? Oh no. I should have put the rook here instead. Why did I move it all the way over there? Okay.
We can't see what you're clicking, but we know what you're thinking.
Okay. I'm gonna have to move the king back because the king is in check. And it's too late because now she's just going to probably take my rook and then that's gonna be it.
Yes.
I'm done.
Not bad though. That's not bad. Hey,
Horrible.
yeah, it was not horrible. It was not horrible. Let's go to your study real quick, and then we'll be done for the night because you have an hour and a half. I don't like to do over for you. But go to your study. I want to show you something because you did fine. You at your study yet?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So here, the only thing you said that that you had made a mistake because you didn't go 2 squares up. You do not have to go 2 squares up. The only things you might have wanted to do was get the bishop, get him outside of the yard.
Yeah, because everybody got clogged up. It was
right.
horrible.
And if he takes, you just take back still. So if you get the bishop out first and then you push the pawn, the dog is let outside of the fence and the bishop can play. That's all. So it's okay that you did what you did, but I feel like you're reacting. Like, oh, he attacked, I got to react. And he attacked. By the way, the knight would be a better way to protect. Why? Because I'm developing a piece. The bishop, I'm developing a piece. Remember, we always want to develop pieces, right? That's our first goal in the opening. Our number one goal in the opening is develop. Our second goal, develop. Our third goal, develop. So I want you to always be thinking, develop, develop, develop. That should be my first moves. And this is not a developing move. It's required to help the bishop develop, but itself is not developing. So right now I can develop 1, 2, 3 pieces without moving any pawns. So I want you to develop as many of those pieces as you can before you even push another pawn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look for develop, develop, develop from now on. But here you did fine. Yeah, this could be bad because he's going to chase you away. I love that later on you had the same opportunity to take a pawn with your bishop and you were like, nah, that's a bishop for a pawn. I'm not doing that. That was beautiful that you did not fall for that. So that's good, right? Much better. I love that you set up a discovered attack. So what does he do? He leaves. Why does he leave? Because that means you could put that knight here and you get a discovered attack. He'd have to move again. And then maybe you take his knight. Who knows? You can't take here because the queen could take. But this alignment with that bishop, the computer says he doesn't like that alignment so much that he ran away. And so you talked about like, oh, that move did nothing because he put it back. There you go. You made him take back his move. Castling, love it. Love it that you're developing now. You said it. I got to get these bishops into the game, blah, blah, blah. This move, I'm not sure where he was going. I mean, maybe you were thinking here, maybe you were thinking here. But I would think if you just want to try to break this open, you go 1 square. Because now either he takes and you take back, or you're going to get the take. and something's going to open up, right? You're going to get this file is going to be open. If you take, the file gets open. If he takes, then either this file or this file gets open. So you're going to be able to open a file. Okay? All right. So that's how you would do it. So when you get stuck and you're like, okay, you know, I need to do something. I want to open this up. That would be it. The other one you talked about was this one. I couldn't see your arrows, but I know you were talking about it. And you said, I can't do it because he has 2 pieces, right? So you can't do it yet. But maybe you can set that up, right? Maybe you can move the knight here to come back and attack this way. So now you could push the pawn. And by the way, when you go here, then you're saying, hey, and when I pushed, my bishop will be protecting anyway. Now he might chase you away. And you might say, okay, now I got to go back to one of these 2. And, you know, coach already told me not to put it on the rim, so I'll put it in the middle. You can also try coming here, because even if he takes, you take, you're going to be able to open things up. But this would be probably the simplest way for you at this stage of your learning. Just open it up that way. Okay, so we didn't do that, but let's go back, because you still had opportunities. And he just pushed his pawns. Now, again, here, this forces opening. This one did not force an opening, and you noticed afterwards that the bishop could take. So it was really good you saw that and you said, oops, the bishop could take me. I thought you were going to try this one. Because if he takes, you get to take back with multitude of pieces, right? And what he would have done is not take. And then you'd have to figure out to go here or here. And I thought, oh, she's going to get really cramped. This is going to be bad. But that's what I thought you were thinking. Again, this one, you kind of force a trade. Now, you could get into trouble again because he's going to come here, and whenever you move it, he gets to do this, and now you're all cramped up again, right? But, you know, we're going to try to break open. We're going to try to get out of here eventually. You might be able to survive. Yeah, you know, again, at your level, I think you want to do this. You could even do this first, so he can't push, and then your next move do this. Because after your next move, when you do that, he still can't take because your rook is holding it. And then he would still look to trade. And if he pushes, you just take. So there you go. Anyway, all right. So, but instead we did all the way. And you're going to see that you still had opportunities. So it's real good you saw that he was attacking your bishop and your knight's protecting it. So you didn't have to, but he's also attacking your knight. So you can't move your bishop this way because you'd lose that knight, but you could move the bishop back here if you wanted to. So you could have just said, okay, sit there. And if he takes, then you take back. You could have. But taking was okay too. And as you saw, now your knight got this beautiful square. Now, why do we put the knight in the center? Because look at all these beautiful squares he's hitting. So we want our knights in the center because they hit more squares. But you also have to remember, once you get your knight there, look for opportunities to take advantage of the fact that he's in the center, right? We're not putting him there like he's a statue, right? Right? We're not. It's not a Michael Jordan statue at outside the Chicago whatever it's called where they play basketball. He's there because he's going to annoy your opponent with all these beautiful squares. You want to take advantage of that. Whenever you want to keep looking for a chance to take advantage of that beautifully placed knight, okay? All right, so let's see if that opportunity comes up. Do you see an opportunity yet?
Well, not really, because the only pieces he can attack are pawns and they're protected.
Right, but remember, we're not attacking pieces or pawns, we're attacking squares.
You want to attack squares so that he
Is there any good square that he's attacking? And the hint is that last move just gave you a big opportunity.
Well, like C3.
What do you think about it? Is that a good move?
That will be putting the queen in check and the rook in check.
And it means you're going to win a rook for a knight. Do you think that's good?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes you winning. Do you see the little bar on the right-hand side? That red line near the 5 on the A5? That red bar is equal. So right now, this is saying you're winning by 2.3 points.
Wait, what red bar?
Yeah, so if you look at your, well, because you're in the study, you might have to turn on. So up at the top right, if you look at the screen,
Oh,
I'm
I
showing.
probably toggled off that
Yep,
thing
yep.
because I didn't want it to tell
Yep.
me.
You don't want it to tell you the
hints.
best move, but it's nice if it tells you the bar sometimes, just to see
Okay.
that you're right. So yeah, no, this is a fork, right? This is part of alignment, is finding this fork. And your opponent, even though level 3 is stronger, walked right into it. Because right now you don't have that fork. Now the difference between you and I is I saw right away, before this happened, I was like, ooh, she can go here and attack the queen. Just like you want to always notice when you have checks, possible checks. I noticed, oh, you can attack the queen. But I was like, but then the queen just moves. It doesn't do me any good. But then as soon as he did this, I was like, wait, that same queen attack? Now I'm attacking 2 of them. All right, now I want you to pay attention to how many moves that move is available. All right, but let's see what else happened. So you moved up, which you didn't take advantage of it, so now you could get out of the troubles. I do like that you attacked the square, that's fine. I had no problem with this, except that you missed this, right? But otherwise, this is fine. Does nothing. You still have this move. This one makes it a little harder on you, but guess what? You still have this move. Do you still have the move anymore? You moved this queen.
I mean, still, where the queen moved to is attacked as well from that spot.
Yes, ma'am. So you still have the move. That's a beautiful thing. You still have the move. And now you still have the move. He still can't stop you from doing it. You still have the move. Okay, you moved, right? He has a chance, but right now, if he doesn't do anything about it, now you still have the move, but do you want to give up the bishop and the knight for the rook? Probably not. So I'm okay with you moving the bishop. Again, you could have moved it this way to attack the pawn, but you are setting up, like if he takes here, then you could come here with the bishop pinning the knight, right? So that was nice. That's fine. That's fine. And guess what? You still have the move.
I just wasn't paying attention.
Now, here's one very important one for us for learning. Okay, besides the fact that we have to, and it's I'm going to take blame for this one, Lexi, because I told you that's a beautiful square for the knight, so you probably thought, I don't want to move it. I'm going to leave it there. It's a perfect square.
I mean, but like you said, that doesn't make sense if it's going to be a statue in the city center and not do anything. The reason why that's a good square is not because it can just sit there. The reason is because from that vantage point, it has a lot of action that it can do.
I love your mind. I love your mind. All right, so here's something we need to change your thinking. And John would say that you have wrong thinking. At this point, I wrote it in chat. You said, if I don't take his pawn, he's going to take my pawn. So I'm going to take his pawn. Okay, that's what you literally said. Now look at it and tell me again. Do you have to take the pawn to keep him from taking your pawn? Is that a true statement?
No, because if I did do the fork move, then he won't want to move the pawn at all.
And let's say he took.
Want to protect.
If he
even
took,
if he
does it
does
matter?
do it, then
Yeah.
we can still protect. I mean, we can still attack those pieces that we were trying to attack.
Okay, so one is you could have attacked something of greater or equal value. By the way, if you did, and he went here, you have to be careful. Do you see why?
So now he's trying to check my king.
Yeah, checkmate you.
Yes.
Not even check, right?
Because
All right.
now if I move the pawn, then the queen got him.
So what could you do right now to stop checkmate? You could bring the bishop back, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else could you do?
I could.
How else can you stop checkmate? One is to put the bishop here. Moving the king doesn't work, I believe, because he still gets checked. Then no, it might work. Because then you can put the bishop in between. But regardless, we're not going to move the king. So what else could you do besides putting the bishop here? How else can you stop him from taking that pawn?